In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your spark plug wire set on your Ford Taurus. It's located under the hood. So to start off, I'm going to cut all these wire ties. To replace the wires. That way I can figure out which wire is coming from where. Next, when you replace your spark plug wires, you want to make sure you measure the wire for length for the one that you've taken off and match it up as close as possible to the new set. And also keep track of which wire you're taking off and where it lives on the engine. If you mess that part up, your vehicle will not start, it will not run, and you don't want that. So, do one at a time. You're going to take one wire off. You're going to find out where it lives. Alright, so I've taken it off the coil in the front here, and now I'm just going to wiggle it, and I'm going to follow the wire to where it is. And I can see it back here. Alright, so in order to get to this back wire, I'm underneath. I have a pair of pliers that have like a round shape to them on the nose. You can also use spark plug wire pullers. I have a piece of wood propped up against the back, and I'm going to twist and pull. Alright, so now we're going to pull it out. It's pretty long, and now we're going to match it up with our new set. Alright, so I'm going to take out my 3 short ones, because we know those are for the front, because those are the short ones. And then we have 3 long ones. It looks like the wires on this car are way longer than the ones we're taking off. So I'm going to go by, I'm going to take the longest one since it's the furthest away. So I'm going to use this one. And then the next 2 in the back would be these 2. Alright, so I'm going to put a little dielectric grease, attach this to the coil, snap it in place. I'm going to feed this side through the back where it came from, where the old one came from. Alright, so we're going to route this wire away from the heat under this manifold, and we'll tie it up later. You're going to press it on. Okay, now we're going to move to our next wire. And twist and pull. Now we can take that off the coil and match it with our next length as close as possible. These wires are going to be a little different in length just because the ones taking off the car are not stock. And a lot of aftermarket wires are different lengths to fit different vehicles. So we're going to go by the second longest, which is this one. Put our old one off to the side. You can place it on the coil. Press down, click it on. Put some dielectric grease on there. help it go on, and the helps with the spark connecting. And it helps with the connection. So now you can put the spark plug wire on. You're going to hear the click, and then you're good. Now we're going to go to the next one. You might have to go by feel. So you got 1, 2, and your third one's here. You're going to twist. This wire is going to be easier if you get it from the other side. So now I'm on the driver's side. All right, so I'm going to put a piece of wood here for leverage so I can pry against it to get this wire off since it's stuck. There we go. So now that I've taken this wire off, I'm going to pull it out here and take it off the coil. As you can see, it's pretty long compared to the old one. Push that through. And connect it to our coil. And once I get close, I'm going to move to the driver's side. I'm going to go by feel until I find my spark plug. There it is. And press it on till you hear the click. All right, I'm not going to worry about this stuff yet. We're going to tie this all up the way it's supposed to be. All right, so now we're going to cut the zip tie here. This really isn't rooted properly anyways. We're going to attach these in the proper place when we go and do that part. But in the meantime, let's disconnect this. I'll use this for later. And this one as well. How you do that is you slide it this way and then take it off. All right, so now we're going to do our wires in the front. I'm using a pair of pliers that look like this. If your plug wires don't come off easily, you can always use those. These are all pretty much the same length, so you can pick any of them. I'm going to put this off here. It's important that you do one wire at a time so you don't put them on in the wrong place. All right, so I'm going to put my dielectric grease in there. Push and twist. Now we'll take off our next one. Take that off. Okay, and our last wire. All right, if your vehicle doesn't have stock clips anymore, or maybe they're broken like these, you're going to want to make sure these don't get burned up by the engine or anything that gets hot around them. So you're going to need some loom and some zip ties. So these ones in the back, I'm going to start with, a good way to begin is to just open it up on one end and slide it through. Like that, and then you can slide it down the wire wherever it hits something that might be hot. I'm going to leave it there for now because I have these to do too. Next, we're going to do this one. And one more. Okay, so now that I have some heat protection, you can feed these down. We'll check our work in the back. We're going to zip tie these to preferably some sort of a stud. I do see one in the back, so I'm going to come around the back and do those two. This guy I think will be fine in the middle here. Okay, so once you find a place that you can secure your spark plug wires, you're going to want to zip tie it. I see a stud here. I'm going to zip tie ours too. And then I'm going to find my stud and tighten it up. So on the Ford Taurus here, there is a stud in the back on the valve cover, an extension stud. If you have, I'm sure you have one at home. Okay. So that should be good in the back. All right, so I am going to reuse this clip just to kind of keep my wires in a row. And if I have to, I'll zip tie this back together, which I'm going to have to. I'm going to put more loom on this wire. And then I'm going to put this back over here on this stud. Now that you're done doing the job, you can start the vehicle up, see how it runs, and take it for a road test.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. the only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.